Hello friends, in this video we're going to learn how to find second order derivatives. Okay, this is the exercise of exercise 5.7 okay, of NCERT textbook of mathematics class 12. Let's start. So here first question is find the second order derivatives of the following functions in exercise 1 to 5. Okay, from 1 to 5 we need to find the second order derivative. So here is the first question, x square plus thrice x plus 2. So how to solve this? Consider this one as y. Okay, now first step is to differentiate with respect to x. So step 1, differentiate y with respect to x. Then y dash means first order derivative. If you differentiate it, then you will get derivative of x square is twice x, and derivative of thrice x is 3, derivative of 2 is 0, and so our result is this, twice x plus 3. Then again step 2, as we are going to find the second order derivative, so step 2, differentiate it again. That means differentiate y dash with respect to x again. So you will get y double dash derivative of twice x is x, sorry not x, 2, and derivative of 3 is 0. 3 is constant, so that's why 0. So our result is 2. This is our answer. So hope you have understood. Now let's move on to next question. So our question number 2 is very simple, x to the power 20. It's very simple. So hope you can do this, do yourself, okay, try yourself. So let's move on to question number 3, x cos of x. Now let it be y is equal to x cos x. So considering x as u and x as u and cos x as b, apply this derivative of u into v, this rule. According to this rule, first function u derivative of second function v, then second function v derivative of first function u. Now if you apply this rule, then first order derivative y dash, you will get first function is x here, so x derivative of cos x is minus sin x, so we have to write here minus sin x. Then second function is cos x plus cos x, then derivative of first function, that is x here, derivative of x is 1, so derivative of x is 1, so here cos x into 1, so that's going to be equal to cos x minus x sin x. We have got this. Okay, now again differentiate it in order to get the second order derivative with respect to x. So derivative of cos x is minus sin x, again put here minus sin x. Then consider this one x as u and sin x as v, then product apply the product rule, then you will get first function x derivative of second function is sin x, so derivative of sin x is cos x, so we will get x derivative of sin x is cos x cos x, then plus second function, that is cos x, sorry sin x not cos x, and derivative of first function that is u, which is x here, so derivative of x is 1, so we get minus sin x, remove the bracket, then minus x cos x plus minus sin x. Okay, now minus sin x, and this is equal to minus cos x minus 2 sin x, minus sin x minus 2 sin x. So our result is this. On taking minus common, we have got this result. So hope you have understood this. Now our next question number 4 is log x. So y is equal to log x. So derivative of log x is 1 by x, isn't it? So now 1 by x can be written as x to the power minus 1, and now apply here derivative of x to the power n, which is equal to n into x to the power n minus 1. So now compare x to the power minus 1 as x to the power n, then what you will get, if you differentiate it again, then you will get minus 1 into x to the power minus 1, then it becomes minus 1 into x to the power minus 2, and which is equal to minus 1 by x square. So this is our answer. So now question number 5, x cube log x. So let it be y again. So considering x cube as u and log x as b, apply the product rule again. So this is the product rule, now apply it. So first function x cube, derivative of second function, derivative of log x is 1 by x, so here derivative of log x is 1 by x, we know that, so here 1 by x, and second function log of x, derivative of x cube, that is thrice x square, so x cancels x cube to give x square, and so it becomes x square plus 3x square log x. Okay, now consider thrice x square as u and log x as b, apply the product rule again, then you will get second order derivative of y, that's derivative of x square is again twice x, and first function thrice x square, derivative of log x is 1 by x, then second function log x, derivative of first function thrice x square, its derivative will be 6x. Okay, so thrice x cancels x square, then twice x, thrice x, 6x log x. So twice x plus thrice x, that's going to be 5x. So we have got this result. So this is our answer. Hope you have understood, or you can write this one taking x common like this. Okay, so this is our answer. So our next question from 6 to 7. So here also we need to find a second order derivative. Okay, from 6 to 10, I think. Yes. Now question number 6. Here the function is e to the power x sine 5x. Okay, so solution, let it be y is equal to e to the power x sine 5 of x. Now e to the power x is u and this is suppose b. Now apply u into v, its derivative is equal to u v derivative derivative of v plus v derivative of u. Then so therefore applying this rule we will get y dash, that is first order derivative. So first function e to the power x, so we know derivative of derivative of sine 5x, that's 5 cos 5x. Okay, that means derivative of sine mx is m into sine mx, cos mx. So that's why we have got e to the power x 5 cos 5x. Then second function sine x sine 5x, not x. Then derivative of e to the power x is e to the power x. Now take e to the power x common, then 5 cos 5x, then sine 5x. So taking e to the power x as u and terms within the bracket as v, then apply the product rule again to get the second order derivative. Then first function derivative of second function, so derivative of cos 5x, it will be derivative of cos mx is minus m sin x. Okay, so it will be minus 25 sine 5x. Okay, because you see this is 5 into 5, 25, isn't it? Now second function, that is second part of the expression within bracket, sine 5x, derivative of sine 5x will be 5 into cos 5x again. Okay, so now the second term v is 5 cos 5x plus sine 5x, and derivative of first term e to the power x, derivative of e to the power x is e to the power x. Now take e to the power x as common, then you will get this result within bracket, we will get this. So now 5 cos 5x, 10 cos 5x, and sine 5x minus 25 sine 5x, it's going to be minus 24 sine 5x. So our result going to be equal to e to the power x 10 cos 5x minus 24 sine 5x. So taking 2 common, we can take 2 common from these two terms, so we will get this result. So this is our answer. So hope you have understood this. Now let's move on to next question. Question number 7, e to the power 6x cos thrice x. So this is the function, given function, let it be y again. Now considering the first e to the power 6x as u and this one as v, use the product rule, then you will get the first order derivative e dash, or you can write dy by dx. Okay, so e to the power 6x, that is the first function, derivative of cos thrice x will be minus 3 sine thrice x. Okay, then because derivative of cos mx is, we know, minus m sin x, sin mx. Okay, then again second function cos thrice x, derivative of first function, so e to the power mx is m e to the power again mx. Okay, so we have got this result. So here you can take e to the power 6x common, then you will get this result. Now take from these two we can take 3 common, isn't it? Then you will get this result. Okay, after taking 3 common. So again let us assume this one u and this one is v. Now use the product rule. Then what you will get? Second order derivative. So first function is this 3e to the power 6x. Then second function, differentiate the second function. So if you differentiate cos of thrice x, it will give you minus 3 sine thrice x, and 3 into 2 6. So we will get, so 3 into 2 6, so minus 6 sine thrice x. Then again minus sine thrice x. If you differentiate it, you will get minus 3. So it should be minus actually. Again second function is this. So then let me make a correction here. I should write negative sign here. Then derivative of 3e to the power 6x, that's gonna be 6e to the power x. Then 6e to the power 6x, that should be actually. And again if you multiply 3, then it will be 18. So 18e to the power 6x. Okay. So now here you can take 3 is e to the power 6x common, and if you take this, then you will get this term here. And here you see 18 can be written as 3 into 6. 3 is taken common. So if you multiply 6 with the expression within the bracket, here you will get this result. So minus 6 sine thrice x, minus 6 sine thrice x, then 12 minus 12 cos thrice x, minus 3 cos thrice x. So our result is this. So from here we can take 3 common from both these two terms. So taking 3 common, we will get this. So this is our answer. So hope you have understood. So now 8 is this. So tan inverse x. Now let us solve it. So in order to solve it, let it be y again. Derivative of tan inverse x, we know 1 by 1 plus x square. So y dash is equal to 1 by 1 plus x square. So how to differentiate this? So you can write this one as this: 1 plus x to the power 2 whole to the power minus 1. And if you differentiate it again, then consider this one as x to the power minus 1. Its derivative is 1 by x minus 1 by x square, isn't it? So instead of x, we have to write 1 plus x square. Okay. So replace the x by 1 plus x square. Then you will get this. So again derivative of this term. So derivative of 1 plus x square is twice x. So here we got minus twice x by 1 plus x square whole square. So this is our result. Hope you have understood this. Now question number 9, log into log of log x. So let it be y again. So now consider this one as x. Okay. Then derivative of log x, we know 1 by x. So x is nothing but here log of x. Therefore y dash is log of 1 by log x. Then again you have to differentiate the function within bracket here, log of x. Derivative of log of x is 1 by x. So we have got 1 by x log x. So now consider the numerator as u and denominator as v. Then use the quotient rule, u by v. Derivative of u by v is this: v derivative of u minus u derivative of v by v square. That means denominator is square. So you will get the second order derivative. So we know v is here x log x. Derivative of 1 u, this derivative of 1 is 0, so this term will be 0. So we get minus 1 derivative of x log x by x log x square. Okay. So if you differentiate the x log x using the product rule, then you will get this: minus x 1 by x, then minus log x into 1, that is log x. So x log x whole square. So x gone here. So our result is minus 1 minus log of x. If you take minus common, you will get 1 plus log x inside the bracket, and here x log x whole square. This is our answer. Now let us solve question number 10. Here is the function sine of log of x. Okay, so let it be again y is equal to sine of log x. So here y dash will be, we know derivative of sine x is cos x. So considering log of x as x, so we will get cos x. So x is here log of log x. So cos log x. So again you need to differentiate log x. So y dash is equal to cos log x. Derivative of sine log x is cos log x. Again derivative of log x. So that is 1 by x. So our result is cos of log x 1 by x, which can be written as cos of log x by x. So if you consider here, you see this one as a numerator as u and denominator as b, and if you apply this rule, u by v derivative of u minus u derivative of v by v square, then what will happen? We will get the second order derivative y double dash, that's going to be equal to, so what we're going to have then, x derivative of cos of log x minus cos of log x derivative of x, which is equal to 1, okay, divided by x square. So derivative of cos of log x, it will be minus sine log x 1 by x, isn't it? Because derivative of cos x is minus sine x, so that's why we have got minus x sine x instead of x log of x, then derivative of log of x again 1 by x. So derivative of x is 1, so we get cos of log of x, then here by x square. So x cancel, so our result is, on taking minus common, we get sine of log x plus cos of log x divided by x square. So this is our result. Now let's move on to next question number 11. So function is here the question is, if y is equal to this, then we need to prove that second derivative of y plus y is equal to 0. So let us solve this. Given y is equal to 5 cos x minus 3 sin x. Okay, now let us find the first order derivative. So 5 cos x, if you differentiate 5 cos x, you will get minus 5 sin x. Okay, then if you differentiate minus 3 sin x, you will get minus 3 cos x. Then in order to get the second order derivative of y, that is d2y by dx2, then you have to differentiate it again. If you differentiate it again, you will get minus 5 cos x minus 3 sin x, here minus plus 3 sin x. Okay, so this is 1 and this is 2. Now add these two, so then you will get second order derivative of y plus y, that's going to be equal to, okay, let me add these two. So we have added left hand sides of 1 and 2 and right hand sides of 1 and 2, so these terms are cancelled. So we have got here you can clearly see minus 3 sin x plus 3 sin x plus 5 sin x minus 5 sin x, sorry, not sin x, cos x. So it's gone, isn't it? So that's why we have got this is equal to 0. That's proved. So hope you have understood this, how to solve question number 11. So now let's move on to question number 12. So if y is equal to cos inverse x, find second order derivative in terms of y. Okay, so solution, y is equal to cos inverse x. So if you differentiate it, derivative of cos inverse x is minus 1 by root over 1 minus x square. As we need to find the second order derivative in terms of y, so from the given function you can write, if y is equal to cos inverse x, then cos of y is equal to x. So replace the x by cos y, then you will get this, okay, cos square y. So root over 1 minus cos square y is sin y, so that's why minus 1 by sin y. 1 by sin y is cosec y, so minus cosec y. So if you differentiate it again, then you will get the second order derivative of y. So derivative of cosec x is cosec x cot x. So here it is y, so we will get minus cosec y. Again we will get cosec y cot y, then derivative of y again dy by dx is equal to, we know, minus cosec y again. If you put here, then you will get this. So minus cosec square y cot y. So this is our result. Now let us solve question number 13. So here is the question: if y 3 cos of log x minus 4 sine of log x, so that x square y2 represents here second order derivative of y, and x y1 represents first order derivative, plus y is equal to 0. So here y is equal to, let me write the given function. So y1 first order derivative dy by dx. So if you differentiate, we know derivative of cos x is minus sin x. So here we will get minus 3 sine of log of x. If you differentiate log of x again, you will get, so what we have done, considering log x as x, we have considered this cos of log x as cos x. So we have got this minus 3 sine log of x. Instead of x, we have put log of x, isn't it? Then again you have to differentiate, as it is a function of function, you have to differentiate log of x again. So if you differentiate log of x, you will get 1 by x. So we get this, okay, minus 3 sine log of x 1 by x. Similarly, you will get, if you differentiate 4 sine of log of x, you will get 4 cos of log x 1 by x. So now multiply both sides by x. So if you multiply both sides by x, then you will get to this, okay. So multiplying both sides by x. So hope you have understood. Now if you differentiate with respect to x again, if you differentiate with respect to x, so on the left hand side, x into y1, considering u into v, here use the product rule. So first function derivative of second function, that is derivative of y1. Derivative of y1 means y2, second order derivative. So we have written here x y2, okay. Then second function y1, derivative of x is 1, so just y1, keep it y1. Then similarly, if you differentiate the right hand side again, you will get minus 3 cos of log of x. If you differentiate log of x again, 1 by x. Then again here minus sine 4 sine of log x. Then if you differentiate log x again, 1 by x. So now let us multiply again x on both sides, then you will get this x square y2 plus x y1 minus 3, and this you will get on the right hand side. So multiplying, what we have done, multiplying both sides by x again, okay. So now you see on the right hand side, if you take minus sign common, then you will get this, okay. So now you see the expression within this bracket is nothing but y. So let us put here y, then putting y we will get this result. So now from the right hand side, bring the minus y to this left hand side, then you will get this result. So this is the required equation, this is the statement that we need to prove. Hope you have understood this. Now let's move on to next question. So question number 14, here if y is equal to a e to the power mx, b e to the power nx, then so that second order derivative of y minus m plus n, first order derivative of y, then plus mn y is equal to 0. We need to prove this. So first let me write the given things first. So y into e to the power e to the power mx plus b e to the power nx. Then derivative of e to the power mx is m e to the power mx again. So first order derivative dy by dx, we will get a m e to the power mx, then b n e to the power nx. Then if you differentiate it again to get the second order derivative, you will get this. So a m square e to the power mx, similar b n square e to the power nx. So hope you have understood how do I get m square and n square here. So hope you have understood, because you see if you differentiate m into e to the power mx again, here one more m will be multiplied, because derivative of e to the power mx is you can see here. So let me, derivative of e to the power mx is what, m e to the power mx. If you multiply this m here, then you will get m into m e to the power mx, that's going to be m square e to the power mx. So we have got this result. That's how we have got this result. Okay, so hope you have understood this. Now what we can do here to prove this, so what we will do, so let me write this one. Okay, so we have done here we have added minus m plus n dy by dx on both sides of the above equation. Okay, we have added this term minus m plus n dy by dx on both sides, left hand side and right hand side. So then here you see on right hand side replace the dy by dx by this, so then you will get this result. Okay, so we have replaced the dy by dx. Okay, hope you have understood this. Dy by dx is a m e to the power mx plus b n e to the power nx. So then here what we can do here, let me remove the brackets. So multiply m plus n with this a m e to the power mx plus b n e to the power nx, then you will get this results. Okay, let me multiply. So I think I hope you can do the multiplication part, so I am not explaining in details the multiplication. So cancel the terms, which terms can be cancelled. Okay, after cancelling the terms, taking mn common, we have got minus mn within bracket a e to the power mx plus b e to the power nx. Okay, so now you see this term, this expression within the bracket is nothing but y. This is y. Okay, so it was given in the question y is equal to this. Okay, so we can write this one as minus mn y. So now if you transfer this term to the left side, then you will get this result, which is the required result. Hence proved. So hope you have understood this. Now let's move on to next question. So our next question is 15. So here y is equal to 500 e to the power 7x, 600 e to the power minus 7x, so that second order derivative of y is equal to 49y. So let us solve. So let me write the given function, that is this. Okay, now if you differentiate 500, we know e to the power mx is m e to the power mx, so that's why here we will get 7 into e to the power 7x. So again 6 into minus 7 into e to the power 7x minus 7x, sorry. If you differentiate it again in order to find a second order derivative, then you will get, so again 500 into 7 is square, that is 49, e to the power yes, e to the power 7x. I have forgotten this here. So 600 into 49 e to the power minus 7x again, then take 49 common from both sides, and then you will get this result. So here you see expression within the bracket is nothing but it is y. Okay, now replace this y, so then you will get 49y. So that's proved. So hope you have understood this. Now let me show you how to solve question number 16. Okay, so if this is equal to 1, then so that second order derivative of y is square of the first order derivative. Okay, so this represents second order derivative of y, and this represents square of the first order derivative of y. So hope you have understood the difference of these two terms. So now given this is e to the y into x plus 1 is equal to 1, so it can be written as e to the power y is equal to 1 by 1 plus x. So now let us take log on both sides. Then what you will get, taking log, we will get log of e to the power y, log of 1 by 1 plus x. Now what we can write, log of 1 minus log of 1 plus x. So here we have used this property, log of m by n is equal to log of m minus log n. So then log 1 is nothing but 1, so this term will become 1, and we know here we are going to use this property of log, that log of m to the power n is equal to n log of m. So using these properties, after using those properties of log, we have got this y log of e minus log of 1 plus x. So log e is nothing but 1. Okay, so we have got y is equal to minus log of 1 plus x. So now you see log of 1 plus x. Now differentiate this. If you differentiate, so log of 1 plus x, this is y equal to minus log of 1 plus x. If you differentiate it, dy by dx, so considering log of x, derivative of log of x is 1 by x. Here instead of x we have 1 plus x, isn't it? And again, if you have to differentiate, if you need to differentiate 1 plus x, if you differentiate 1 plus x, you will get 1. So terms remains the same. So log of x is 1 by x. We have used this result here, and derivative of 1 plus x is 1. So this is the result. Okay. So now what are we going to do here? This is what we have done. Derivative of in order to find a second order derivative, consider this one as 1 by x. Okay. So what we have done, we have considered this term 1 by 1 plus x as 1 by x. Its derivative is nothing but minus 1 by x square, isn't it? Now replace the x square by this 1 plus x. Okay, so then second order derivative is minus 1 by, again minus 1 by 1 plus x whole square. So minus plus. So this is our result. So now you see 1 by 1 plus x whole square, it can be written as 1 by if you differentiate again 1 plus x, then you will get 1. So just keep it like this. Okay, so it can be written as 1 by 1 plus x whole square. Okay, so this is dy by dx. So it can be written as minus 1 by 1 plus x, because after squaring again you will be you will get again plus. Okay, you can write the minus within bracket. Okay, if there is a square. So that's why dy by dx whole square we can write this. Okay, because minus 1 by 1 plus x is nothing but y by dy by dx. Okay, we have already got that. So if you compare the result, okay, above, so we have finally proved this relation. Okay, so hope you have understood. Now let's move on to next question. Question number 17. If y is equal to tan inverse of x, then tan inverse of x whole square. Okay, then so that x square plus 1 whole square y2 represents second order derivative of y, then twice x square plus 1, then y1, that is first order derivative, is equal to 2. We have to show this. So first let us write the given property, given function, that is now differentiate it. Considering tan inverse x whole square as x square, then dy by dx will be equal to, consider this one as x square, then you will get its derivative as twice x. X is nothing but tan inverse x here. So again you need to differentiate tan inverse x. It is function of function. If you do so, then you will get derivative of tan inverse x. It is nothing but tan inverse x into its derivative is 1 by 1 plus x square, isn't it? So it can be written as like this. So now it implies 1 plus x square y1 is equal to 2 tan inverse x. So hope you have understood this. Now consider these two as u and v respectively. 1 plus x square is u, y1 is v, and use the product rule. Okay, differentiating again using product rule here. U derivative of v plus v derivative of u. This is the product rule used on left hand side. So you will get first function. This is the first function. Derivative of y1 is nothing but y2, second order derivative. Okay, so let's write here y2. Then y1 derivative of first 1 plus x square. Its derivative is twice x. So then derivative of tan inverse x is 1 by x square. So we have got here, if you multiply both sides by again 1 plus x square, then you will get x square plus 1. 1 plus x square can be written as x square plus 1. Okay, x square plus 1 whole square, y2, then twice x square plus 1 y1. On the other hand, you will get 2. Okay, after multiplication of 1 plus x square on both sides. So that's proved. Hope you have understood this. So